What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome into the Trojan Blade. Today, I think we're all in need of some cheering up, so I figured now is as good a time as any to talk about some new defensive coordinator candidates for USC. Now, obviously, the position isn't currently available, but it should be as soon as this next Sunday if things go horribly wrong in Berkeley, or after the last game of the regular season at the very latest. I honestly don't even want to imagine a world where Alex Grinch gets to keep his job. For my mental well-being, let's just assume he's gone. I have Jim Leonhard circled as the guy to come out to LA and fix this Trojan defense. And in today's video, I'll go over his scheme and philosophy and make my pitch to you all that Jim should be the guy. But before we get into it, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, make sure you check out the Trojan Blade Patreon for bonus content, as well as the Trojan Blade store. Both are linked down below. And guys, please leave a like on this video if you want Jim Leonhard to be the next defensive coordinator for USC. Likes are a very easy way for me to track what you guys think about certain things, so make sure to let me know by clicking that like button. Alright, so let's go through this here. So like I said, my number one choice is current Illinois analyst and former Wisconsin defensive coordinator and interim head coach, Jim Leonhard. Jim is a guy I've been a fan of for a very long time. He was a member of my Browns in 2014, and I followed him as a coach since. Now, why is Jim my number one candidate? 3 reasons: scheme, toughness, and experience. So first with scheme, Jim runs a hyper-aggressive and multiple base 3-4. He'll also utilize 4-2-5, 3-3-5, and 2-4-5 looks as well. But while Grinch's defense is blindly aggressive, Leonhard's is tactically aggressive. This scheme also calls for big interior defensive linemen to eat up gaps, not 270-pounders like you're seeing at SC now. Now here's a look at the base front Leonhard would be utilizing at USC. So you have 3 down linemen, all 300+ pounds, an edge rusher over here, number 97, an outside backer on the right with number 36. That guy can usually do a lot of things, blitz or drop into coverage, both effectively. Not like at USC where we have pure defensive linemen dropping into coverage. And you also have the 2 inside backers in the middle, number 13 and 44. This is a proven scheme in the Big Ten that I think really has all your bases covered against opposing offenses. And in theory, USC should be able to attract a much higher caliber of athlete than Jim had access to up there in Madison as well. And guys, Jim Leonhard isn't just a smart guy. He got big time results while he was the defensive coordinator for Wisconsin. He was the DC there for 5 years. The defense was ranked top 5 in total defense 4 times. They were also top 10 in scoring defense 4 times as well. While Jim Leonhard was the DC there, Wisconsin ranked 3rd in scoring defense, only allowing 17 points per game, 1st in total yards allowed, only allowing 285 yards per game, 1st in pass efficiency defense, 3rd in rush defense, and 1st in opponent 3rd down conversions, only giving up about 31%. Wisconsin also forced 112 turnovers over those 5 years as well. That's 4th most among Power 5 conference teams. In 2021, Wisconsin allowed just 239 yards per game. That was the fewest yards allowed by anybody since 2011. So some eye-popping numbers there for sure. But moving on to reason number 2, it's toughness. USC is soft. Defensively, it's a joke. When I was a kid in the mid to late 2000s, SC would get after everybody they played. We were never soft. It just did not happen. USC's entire history and identity is built on toughness. What we're currently seeing is the furthest thing away from that. I remember being 10 years old watching USC beat the absolute hell out of Ohio State in the Coliseum. We need to get back to that. Have any of you watched Wisconsin football over the last 6 years? They have lacked a lot of different things, but toughness was not one of them by any stretch of the imagination. Jim brings toughness, he brings culture, and he brings confidence. Jim actually spoke a few years ago about his coaching philosophy and how he handles players. Here's what he had to say.
I think number one is for a coach that the thing that I try to do is build trust, and it has to be earned, like both ways. I have to earn your trust, you have to earn my trust, and it's different for every single kid because of what's important to them, and you got to hit them on that individual level as far as what matters to you, because you can't just coach in a box. And been fortunate to have a lot of success that way. Eventually you got to move past that and get to how do I make you better. But once again, that becomes very individual. So I think that's what the players appreciate from me the most, is I try to hit them on their level. It doesn't matter what I know. It doesn't matter my experience. If I can find ways that, can I take some steps out of the process for you? They trust you more. They respect you more.
So love that there. I went back and watched some Wisconsin games. The players looked so confident in what they were doing. Everything made sense. There were big guys where big guys should be. Against Utah, SC had Tellini and Stanley T playing inside. 270-pounders. That can't happen, man. And with Leonhard, it doesn't and it wouldn't. And my third and final reason for Jim Leonhard to come to USC is experience. Jim Leonhard knows the Big Ten inside and out. He knows the stadiums, he knows the weather, he knows the opposing coaches. He has lived it year over year. He also has experience in the head coach's seat, although it was just as an interim. I like having another guy there that has had to sit there and call those shots. I also love that he played the game at the highest level. This guy was a walk-on that turned into an All-American and also had a lengthy NFL career. He has great experience, great philosophy, great results, and I think he would be the perfect candidate for SC heading into the Big Ten. Now, there are other good candidates out there like Gary Patterson, Jimmy Lake, among many others, but for me, Jim was the guy last year, he's the guy this year as well. Of course, I need to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. Please let me know, do you want Jim Leonhard as our next defensive coordinator? If not, who do you want and why? Would love to hear from you guys on that. But guys, that will do it for me today. If you did happen to enjoy this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you do want to help support the channel in an even bigger way, you can do so over on my Patreon for only $1 a month. Thank you guys so much for all your continued support. You are all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.